appreciate you coming back for my second video. I had to cut the first one a little bit short, just because when I opened up the first season, it didn't have the booklet, unfortunately. So I made sure that for season 2 we do have the booklet, so we actually be able to get a little bit more into it today. I do appreciate anybody that did actually check out my first video. I know the sound quality and the overall video quality wasn't the best, but I have tried to play around with the settings to try to hopefully make sure that this one comes out a bit better. But I do appreciate any of the support and anybody that did take the time to watch the first video. It certainly means a lot, so I just want to say thank you, and hopefully we'll get some more new people on this video. So we're going to be doing essentially the same thing that we did on the first one. We are going to be going over Dragon Ball, the second season, and then, like I said, we're going to be actually looking at the booklet that comes with it as well. This will actually let us learn a little bit more about the season itself, and then also some of the characters. So before we do that, let's see if we can get any, nice tapping sounds. That is one of my favorite ones. I mentioned that in the last video. So I know some people don't really care for the tapping or the triggers, but me personally, I really enjoy them, so hopefully somebody else will too. Before we get this open, we'll go ahead and read the back of it, kind of give you like an introduction to what to expect from the actual season if you are unfamiliar with Dragon Ball, or maybe you have seen it and you've just kind of forgot some stuff. So let's see. Having suffered heavy losses in the battle with the Saiyans, and with Goku still recovering from his injuries, the remaining Z fighters must embark on a perilous journey to planet Namek in search of the Namekian Dragon Balls. Unbeknownst to them, however, a powerful new enemy has set his sights on the same prize, the ruthless tyrant Frieza. I love Frieza, he's so cool. We'll learn more about him, but I really, really like him. Beset on all sides by danger, Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma must fight for their lives as they struggle to keep the Dragon Balls from falling into evil hands. Meanwhile, Goku races against time to join his friends in their quest, but waiting for him on planet Namek is an army of the most powerful villains in the universe has ever known. Led by Frieza's most elite fighting unit, the unstoppable Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force is really cool too. I really like their actual captain, Captain Ginyu. That's how they get their name. But we'll learn, more about them, kind of when we start getting into the characters. So I don't know if anybody can actually see any like what's on the back, but it just gives you like a couple scenes. And then there's also anybody that's unfamiliar, that is Frieza. So that's who we're going to be learning a lot about, because this season is actually really where you're introduced to him, and he really makes his mark. So now that we've gone ahead and done that, let's go ahead and get it open just like last one. This one actually isn't sealed. I know the last one we had was actually sealed, but it was a bummer because when we opened it, if you didn't see the first video, when we opened it, it actually didn't have the booklet that comes with it that actually, gives you a better breakdown. But as you can see, we made sure that we got in this one, so we won't be cutting this one short, guys. So same as last time, it's very, very, very cool. I love this design that they do in it. Here, let me try to get as much as that I can. It's got all 6 discs, and then in the back you can actually see right in here we got the design of Shenron the dragon. That's the what's here in the background. It's really, really cool. I really think this is high quality art, and as a fan of the show, I just love this. All the seasons have this same design. I think it would have been kind of cool if like each season they would have done like a design kind of reflecting what's going on that season, but regardless, it's still very, very cool. So I don't know if we can get it's just, Dragon Ball Season 2. We got our picture of Frieza here. He's really, really cool. Cool in the sense is, he plays his role very good as the villain. Not cool as in he's a good guy or anything like that, but he's very, very cool. So, this is the first page that we actually have. Just got a couple people on here. So we got, let me get my bearings. So right over here we got Bulma. That's her name. We got Gohan. That's Goku's son. This is actually Goku himself, for anybody's unfamiliar. We got Gohan, that's Gohan's son. Or Gohan, that's Goku's son. Sorry, I can't talk. And then we got right here, we got Krillin. That's Goku's best friend, and he's one of the main people in the show as well. Right here, just to give you an idea of kind of what we're going to be going through in the book. The chapters, we got the hero profiles, the enemy profiles, Planet Namek, which is, where a majority of this season is based around, the Dragon Balls, and then we got some episode summaries, so we may get into those as well, depending on, how long it actually takes us to get through, the profiles. That's what I really want to dive into. So the profiles and really give you guys a better understanding of who these characters are and kind of why you would invest in them. So the first one is actually going to be the heroes, which is really, really cool. So I'll try to show you guys before I read each profile. So the first one we're going to be doing is actually Gohan. You can see a little photo of him there. So Gohan, named after his adoptive grandfather. Gohan is Goku and Chi-Chi's eldest son. Chi-Chi, I haven't showed her yet, but you'll find out who she is. But obviously that's his mom. He is idealistic, good, and pure like his father. With Goku's departure to the next dimension and the imminent arrival of the Saiyans, Gohan is key to the survival of Earth. Thus, Piccolo, a former enemy of his father, trains Gohan for the upcoming battle. Piccolo, that's somebody who's very, very big in the show. If you know anything about Dragon Ball, he was actually the main bad guy in the original Dragon Ball series. This is Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball is when Goku was a kid, and his main person he was going against was actually Piccolo. But now they've built this respect for each other, and Piccolo's actually one of the best guys in the show now as far as a good guy. So that's really cool. But we'll learn more about him. Anyways, although initially a wimp, Gohan's training in the wilderness and subsequent fighting makes him both brave and loyal. Gohan's actually, just to kind of give you a little tidbit about him, he's actually one of the more popular characters in the whole entire show, especially once you get into the later seasons and he kind of grows up a little bit. He's, personally one of my favorites as well too. But early on, especially in these early seasons, he's still kind of finding his way in. He doesn't really know what he wants to be yet, if he wants to be like his father, and be a warrior, or if he's wanting to focus more on school and being a scholar and things like that. That's more so what his mom wants him to do. So it's, he's trying to, kind of find that within himself. But especially later on, he is by far one of the coolest characters in the show. So I really, really like him. The next one we got is Bulma. Let me see if I can show you guys her. Hopefully it'll focus. It doesn't focus the best, but hopefully you guys can at least have an idea of what she looks like. So Bulma in Dragon Ball. Bulma was a mixed up teenager with blue hair and a personality quirk that wouldn't allow her to shut up for a second. If you know the show, this is very, very true. Now, she's blossomed into a mixed up woman with that same personality quirk. She is a mechanical genius who can operate and fix anything. For instance, she discovers and enhances the capabilities of the Saiyan Scouter. Her father is Dr. Brief of the famous Capsule Corporation. Capsule Corp is really what most people call it, but corporation. Capsule Corp is very, very relevant in the show. You learn a lot about them as far as, their technology and what they're able to do. And then this is actually really cool because I've never read any of these booklets. So these descriptions of these characters, even though I know who these characters are, it's still pretty cool to actually see, kind of how they're described to somebody that's new. I think that's kind of funny, especially with Bulma's about how she doesn't shut up for a second. So let's see, the next one we got was actually Krillin and Goku. These are two of the main characters of the entire show. We do have a little tidbit right here at the top of the page, though. It says, after the battle with Vegeta, that was from season 1, many Z fighters have fallen and the Earth's Dragon Balls have disappeared. Gohan, Bulma, and Krillin head to planet Namek in hopes that the Namekian Dragon Balls can bring their friends back. So that's just, I guess, giving you a little bit more to what to expect in the season. So here we got Krillin. Let me see if I can show you guys him. He's, well, let me see, right there, the bald guy. So, as a young boy, Krillin studied martial arts with Goku under Master Roshi. Originally, he and Goku were fierce rivals, but now are best friends. A short, bald warrior, loyal Krillin. I can't read. A short, bald, loyal Krillin provides comic relief in tense situations as he tries to keep up with Goku and some of the other more powerful warriors. A good fighter on his own accord, he's always there to help Goku. He can and has saved his friend's life more than once. Goku constantly encourages Krillin to have confidence as he learns to be a remarkable fighter. A lot of people really like Krillin. I really like Krillin too because the way they have Krillin set up, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's the actual strongest human on Earth. But compared to, the Saiyans, everybody that actually has special abilities besides just martial arts, Krillin can't really keep up with him, so he's kind of like always doubting himself because he feels like he's not really helping anything. So he feels like he's more hurting the team. So that's where Goku's, kind of always there trying to give him the confidence and let him know that even though he may not, be as strong as Goku, he still can help out and, provide support in other ways. And, especially, in this coming season, he does help a lot, in more ways than one. So, he's definitely one of the most liked characters in the show. Just because I guess people can kind of relate to him because he's not, like the strongest one, or sorry, my throat's getting kind of dry. He's not really the strongest one or anything like that. He's just always there and he never gives up, and I think that's what people really like about him. So, Krillin's a cool dude in my book. Next we have Goku. He is the main character of the entire show. Everybody loves Goku. I'll get a picture of him. Well, actually, he was on the casing as well, but here is Goku. People, that maybe aren't even familiar with the show, they may still know who Goku is. I mean, he is very, very popular. Dragon Ball is very mainstream, so, people may know him even if they haven't actually watched the show. So, Goku is the hero of Dragon Ball Z, the most powerful warrior on Earth. When the Saiyans arrived, Goku learned the mysterious secret of his own past. He is a Saiyan formerly named Kakarot. Goku was sent to Earth as a baby to destroy the planet, but a head injury as a child scrambled Goku's programming. Instead of growing up to become a destructive super warrior, he became innocent and pure of heart, fighting for good. It's essentially like the Superman story, if anybody's familiar with Superman. He comes to Earth, he is raised by humans, he's the ultimate good guy. He only stands for good. So, the battle with Vegeta has just ended, leaving Goku pretty banged up. He stays behind to recover when Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan head to Namek in search of the Dragon Balls, but he can't stay away for long. Like I said, you learn a lot about Goku, especially, if you actually watch the show. But, like I said, he's the ultimate good guy. He's essentially Dragon Ball Superman. The one downside that Goku pace of the show. Excuse me, I hope that wasn't too long. The one thing that's actually kind of his downfall is Goku loves to fight, and he always wants to fight the absolute strongest of the strong. And in a way, that can kind of be bad because that kind of opens the door for problems that wouldn't necessarily be there if Goku would kind of just, I guess, finish the job when he has the chance, instead of kind of being intrigued and wanting to know kind of like what their full power is like. Especially later on in the show, that becomes more and more like Goku's thing, that he wants to fight and he wants to fight the strongest, but he's still the ultimate good guy. That never changes. So Goku, he's really, really cool. So now that's actually it for the hero profile. It's very, very short. Now we can get into the enemies. I like when I watch like movies or TV shows or anything like that, I always kind of like the bad guys and the villains more, just because I feel like their stories are kind of usually a little bit more interesting, as opposed to somebody like Goku. He's a very, very interesting character and has a bunch of depth to him the more you watch the show. But if you kind of just boil it down, it's like, okay, I'm a good guy and I'm here to save the world. But the villains, they can kind of, have these different backstories that necessarily doesn't even make them a bad guy. It's just the reasons that the what they have to accomplish to get to what they need, makes them a bad guy. Like, just to give you an idea of kind of what I mean, like, for example, it's unrelated to Dragon Ball, but in Batman, for example, Mr. Freeze, he's only a bad guy because he's trying to save his wife and bring her back, and the only way he's able to do that is by doing some pretty bad things. So I usually will kind of like relate with the villains more, just because I feel like their stories are a bit deeper and give you a little bit more to latch onto with the character. So that's just me. I know some people may, be the opposite, and whatever is your preference, that's totally cool. I do hope that this isn't picking up any of the background noise. I do have some roommates, so I really, really hope it's not picking them up. So now what we can do is get into the enemies one, and they're actually a lot longer, especially Frieza's. The other heroes, once if you see, they're all about, give you about like a little paragraph or so. And then Frieza's, he essentially gets his whole page right here, so that's really cool. So with Frieza, it says, Frieza is the most powerful and evil being in the universe, with no rival being even close to his strength. Upon learning about the legendary Namekian Dragon Balls, Frieza is consumed with the desire to obtain them, to summon the eternal dragon and gain his wish for immortality. Then he can rule the entire universe unrivaled forever. His ruthlessness is well known. Understanding the capability of the Saiyans as fighters and their uncanny ability to gain strength after recovering from injuries, Frieza knows this race might one day challenge his own existence. Now, quick thing kind of got me sidetracked that I wanted to touch on. What it means there is when it says he understands the capability of the Saiyans. One of the abilities with the Saiyans that is, anytime that they're kind of beat up or beat down, they get stronger from it. So that's kind of what it's referring to there. This is something I know of. Is if you're a fan of the show or you know about the show, then you're already gonna know that. But I really just want to kind of, anybody that isn't familiar with the show, I don't want to be lost or anything while we're going over this. So let me see, where was I at? Okay, he destroys their planet, and only a handful of Saiyans who happened to be away at the time survived. Is referring to the Saiyans' planets, not Earth. In his search for the Dragon Balls on Namek, Frieza ruthlessly and predictably eliminates all who gets in his way. The very mention of his name strikes dread and fear in all the hearts of all who have heard of him. prompting King Kai to warn Goku not even to think about battling with Frieza. They do a really, really good job of like really setting up who Frieza is, because in the show they do that as well. Like when he shows up and when he's there, like okay, this guy is serious and he's to be taken serious. That's one of the really cool things. And Frieza is he's a staple of the show now. Like he became so popular that you couldn't kind of have Dragon Ball without him, because he is the ultimate bad guy. So let's say the last little part, it says, no evil being is complete without his group of allies, Zarbon and Dodoria. We'll actually get into them on the next page. Are Frieza's two evil right-hand men. They carry out his request promptly, efficiently, and without question. They know Frieza's character too well. Frieza also has an elite fighting force known throughout the universe as the Ginyu Force. Individually, they are stronger than any warrior on Earth, including Goku. Together, they combine to be unbeatable. The Ginyu Force, they're really, really cool. Like I said at the beginning of the video, they do a really good job in this first season of really letting you know who should be taken serious and, and why. So I really like how they did that. Not saying they don't, in the later seasons, because they do, but it seems later in the seasons, you kind of already know, okay, well, this is kind of what's going on. So they kind of run with it like, okay, well, you already know up to this point, so we kind of don't need to really give you everything of the backstory. Just kind of, bring you up to speed. So that's, at least my opinion. Here we got Zarbon. Let me see if you can see him. Oh, I keep doing that. Oh, sorry. He's right here, the green guy. Yeah, sorry. When I flip the book around with the camera, I don't know why it's so confusing. Well, let's see. Zarbon is one of Frieza's right-hand men. He is a very handsome green-haired fighter who even catches the eye of Bulma. Despite the fact that he's one of the bad guys, Zarbon cannot keep a flawless appearance forever, though, as he has to transform into a huge reptilian-like creature to fight Vegeta. I wonder... No, I was gonna say, I thought they might have a photo of it there, but they don't. So then the next one we got is Dodoria. Let's see if I can actually do this one right. There we go. So he's the pink guy. One of Frieza's top two henchmen, Dodoria is a large pink ally with spikes on his head. While chasing Gohan on Namek, he runs into Frieza. I guess they didn't really care to go too much into Zarbon and Dodoria, more than, hey, these are Frieza's right-hand guys. It's not really too much, I guess, past that either, because they kind of are there, and then they're not. I don't want to spoil it, but, you'll be able to watch to find out. So, now, the next page we have Vegeta. This is actually my favorite character in the entire show. I absolutely love Vegeta. And at this point, it wasn't when this early seasons came out, but at this point, he's by far the second most popular character on the show. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Vegeta originally was supposed to be killed off after, the season 1 arc, when Goku and him fought, and then Vegeta actually gets killed by Frieza. That was supposedly supposed to be the end of Vegeta for Dragon Ball, but he became so popular that everybody really enjoyed him, and that he ended up coming back, and now he's a staple of the show. So let me see if you guys can see the photo of him. There we go. Vegeta. He's always got his blue tights with his white and gold Saiyan armor. That's especially early on, that's a signature look of Vegeta. Classic Vegeta, looks awesome. So let's see. Vegeta is a powerful Saiyan prince who comes to Earth in hopes of gaining immortality. Things don't go as planned, and he leaves Earth defeated and crushed. While recovering on one of Frieza's planets, Vegeta learns of Frieza's trip to Namek to find the Dragon Balls. Vegeta is furious about the possible consequences and rushes to Namek to find the Dragon Balls first, openly declaring himself as an enemy of first season he was there, essentially he was a worker of Frieza, and then now he's like going on his own. So now we got the Ginyu Force. They're right here. It's all 5 of them, with Captain Ginyu being the one in the front. Evil and mighty, the Ginyu Force is held as the most powerful team in the universe. It is composed of 5 members, each one very powerful and possessing unique attacks and fighting advantages. When Dodoria and Zarbon are unable to eliminate the allies and collect the 7 Namekian Dragon Balls, Frieza summons the Ginyu Force between battles. They enjoy such goofy pastimes as watching soap operas, playing rock, paper, scissors to decide who will fight who, and even making bets over chocolate nut bars, their favorite food. The Ginyu, I like how they did the Ginyu Force because they were, they really put them over as being this really, really strong group that you need to take care of, or that you need to be worried of. They also had a funny side to them as well, where you could be serious with them for 1 second, but then the next second they were making you laugh, but you still understood that they were a threat. So I really, really enjoyed the Ginyu Force and the way that they set them up. I wonder if we're getting any of these pages turning. Okay, so now it actually gives us a 2-page side of each Ginyu Force member to give you a little bit of backstory, so that's cool. I'm glad they're going to let us go a little bit more in depth with them. So we'll start with Captain Ginyu. Captain Ginyu, with purple skin and black horns, is the strongest of the team and its leader. He has the powerful ability to switch bodies with his opponents. He switches bodies with Goku, giving Captain Ginyu the advantage of fighting with Goku's powerful body and also of confusing the team of good guys. This capability leads to the ultimate demise as he accidentally and forever changes bodies with a frog. So, to anybody who's unfamiliar, his special ability is he can actually switch bodies with somebody, and then he's still himself, in his mind, but he has the full capability of their bodies. So when he did that in this season, it worked the first time, and he was a swap with Goku. But then, of course, he tried to do it again later on, and they were expecting it. And actually, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've actually seen it. I don't remember if they were expecting it or if it just happened by accident. Either somebody threw it or it just happened to jump in front of the beam. But a frog was actually got put in front of the beam, and he swapped bodies with the frog. So then you see Captain Ginyu's body start hopping around like a frog. Dragon Ball is really notorious with that. They like to put comedy in there and make everybody laugh, and it works for Dragon Ball. It really does. Because when it's serious, it is serious, and you know that. But they do a lot of fun with it as well. I think that's kind of why it's really got such a wide following, is because you can really find kind of everything. If you're looking for seriousness, it has that. If you're looking for comedy, it has that. Friendships, all of that. So I really love Dragon Ball, so I hope this is maybe gonna get some new fans to Dragon Ball, maybe if you don't know what it is. The next one we have is Barber. He's the blue guy right here. His description is very short. It looks like all of them are except Ginyu's. So Barber is a giant blue creature who believes he is one of the fastest beings alive. So that's his ability, is speed, essentially super speed. He's kind of almost like, I guess if you wanted to equate him to anybody, he'd be like the Flash, but not necessarily as good or fast as the Flash. So the rest of them, besides Captain Ginyu, are kind of there as, to build Ginyu up. It's not, none of them really on their own are too powerful. Next we have Raccoon. He's the big muscular guy right here on top. A sadistic large brute with red hair. Raccoon possesses incredible strength but is slow in speed. So that's his thing. The birder is all about speed. Raccoon is all about, brute force, but on the downside, he's very, very slow. Then we got Jace, or Jocie. I think it's Jace if I remember correctly. It's Jace. He's the one right in the middle. Jace has an orange face and huge white hair. He is neither super fast nor super powerful. Instead, he has a more balanced combination of strength and speed, which makes him very dangerous. So he's, self-explanatory. He's kind of like in the middle. He's not super slow, but he's not super fast, and he's not super strong, but he's also not very weak. So the last one we have is Gildo. Oh, let me see. Gildo right there. Now, Gildo is probably one of the ugliest looking people that they have on the show. You can't really see it because my camera's not focusing, but Gildo is a short, pudgy, four-eyed creature. Like I said, he's probably one of the ugliest in the show. He makes up for his lack of strength with his ability to manipulate space and time, able to read minds, control objects, and stop time. Gildo can easily conquer a much stronger foe. So, while he may be very ugly and very short, he's probably, behind Ginyu, in my opinion, the second most powerful member of the Ginyu Force. But altogether, when you have all five of them, they are very, very helpful to one another. So that about does it on the Ginyu Force. Now, what we're actually getting over to is Planet Namek, and we're going to learn about the Namekians. As you see right here, this is what a Namekian looks like. Kind of like Yoda, as I've seen people describe, what they kind of resemble is kind of like Yoda from Star Wars. They have the green face with the pointy ears. So let's see. The Namekians, the people of Namek, are an interesting, peaceful race. Their hierarchy is based on villages, each governed by elders, governed overall by the eldest. The villages each contain one Dragon Ball, which is guarded by the elder of that village, who would rather die than turn that Dragon Ball over to an evil force. The Namekians are basically, the ultimate good guys. They're all about peace and love. The Namekians are, as best can be described, a combination of reptile and insect, green and able to regenerate limbs. They are born into one station or function in life in which they do their best to fulfill. They are all unisex, and one warrior can be absorbed into another. They definitely go more into that about, absorbing each other to gain power, later on. Piccolo and Kami are from planet Namek, but now live on Earth. Not aware of their heritage, Kami instinctively creates Dragon Balls similar to the ones on Namek. Kami exhibits the same peace-loving characteristics of most Namekians, and Piccolo demonstrates their regenerative capabilities. Their race, unfortunately, is threatened with extinction as Frieza and Vegeta ruthlessly pursue the Namekian Dragon Balls and immortality. Like I said, the Namekian, they're really, really cool. Especially, like I said, Piccolo, he's the main Namekian that you really follow in the show. And Piccolo's one of my favorite overall, because he kind of plays like the narrator, if you will. So if like something happens and they're like wanting the crowd, or not the crowd, the viewer, to know kind of what's going on, they'll have Piccolo kind of explain that. So it's not saying, hey, here's what's going on, but like somebody will ask, oh, how in the world is that happening? And then Piccolo will kind of like give a description of, okay, well, this is what's going on, to make sure that everybody's able to follow without just outright saying it. So the way they have Piccolo and him kind of play as like the narrator, I think is really, really cool. So here we got some more Namekians. The first one is going to be Guru. He's one of the elders. The wise, peace-loving, selfless Guru is the eldest of all Namekians and father to all of his kind. Namekians are unisexual and are hatched from eggs. Guru is the creator of the Namekian Dragon Balls, and when he passes away, the power of the Dragon Balls will also pass away. Using his powers, Guru brings out secret abilities within Krillin and Gohan. He also bestows on Dende a powerful healing ability. So Dende is actually this Namekian right here. That's who they're referring to. And Krillin and Gohan, there's a scene where they actually go and visit Guru, and he like places his hand on their head to like really unlock those abilities that they're referring to. You know, really just make them stronger. And then, like I said, the second one we got is Dende. That's this one right here, so you can see him. The lone survivor of his village on the planet Namek, Dende was rescued by Krillin and Gohan. Unlike Piccolo and other Namekian warriors, Dende does not possess strong fighting abilities, but he does have another crucial capability, the power to heal. And he certainly does later on. You know, he can help with healing. All the Namekians are very, very, really useful in the time that they get in the show. And then we got Nail. He's actually very similar looking to Piccolo. Let me see if I can get a picture of him there for you guys. But that's Nail. I wish it would focus a little bit better. But let's see. Possessing great strength, Nail is a Namekian warrior who guards the Elder Guru and ensures his safety. His appearance is similar to Piccolo's. Nail has the power to regenerate limbs and confuse with others of the Namekian race. That's something that you see quite a bit from the Namekians in the show, more so Piccolo. As you'll see them, you know, lose limbs or get this arm chopped off or whatever it may be. But he's able to, like, essentially grow it back. And it's pretty hard on his body, but later in the show, Piccolo is able to kind of, you know, get it down and be a little bit more better at it as far as not it doing as much on his body. So that's basically the rundown of all the characters. Now it would actually get into the episode summaries, but we're getting at about 40 minutes, so I think we'll go ahead and end it there. I really appreciate anybody that came back and enjoyed the first one. I really hope the quality on this one is a lot better as far as overall video quality and the actual sound. I do appreciate any feedback. I certainly take it into account. So I will be making another video probably within the next day or so on season 3. We'll go over any new characters that maybe are introduced. And then I might also, at the beginning of that video, kind of do a quick rundown of kind of what happens in season 2 to kind of bring you up to speed if anybody is, you know, just wanting to follow along and maybe know what's going on. But that's all I got for you guys today. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and subscribe so you can see my future videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Everybody stay safe.